Okay, so everybody that desires to bless things into being, that is okay to do so and would like to do that and can, this is what I do. And this is just, I do generic ones, but if you want me to do one that you would like to, then great. So first of all, welcome all those to my channel and bless you all from my heart to yours. We are all connected and equally connected by a unified field connection. I've brought this up in other videos. What I'm going to do right now is do the technique that I always share in the description that connect to 2 links to Greg Braden information. I also usually put in a blood type connected site connection of information that talks about what the B's and the O blood types do and are connected with. So here we go. What I'm going to do today is follow what I feel is important for me to do. So this is going to be strange for some, but for those that are awakened about ascended masters, angels, other beings, maybe star seeds, star blossoms, indigo child, crystal child, all of those different kinds of teachings and knowledge, this is basically around that rainbow warrior type of connection. The frequencies, Sophiga frequencies, chakra colors and signals, and the body signals that are proven in science and spiritual teachings that they've all noticed in a connection to. Also the crown that we all are connected to, our auras that connect, and the crown of our head is the highest chakra color. So here we go. This is really fun. We are all individually connected to a power source of self. And that power self can be a Christ self, it can be a Buddha self, it can be many different ascended masters or being selves, it can be different connected archangel selves and different reincarnated forms, or we being their past forms or their future forms that are still there, that are going to become them again, but a better form of what they have been when they decided to come back and be us. But they're still us and we're them. We're still following the same path connections and still relearning and learning and then relearning and then learning because of all the different things that have occurred. So what I am going to do is call upon also the multidimensional timelines, beings that have reached out to me and already are with me always. But it's like a really easy inner self, simple connection. And you just ask them to be there, and they're there. And they're already there already, but they now will be there even more. So I call upon those beings. I don't know their names, really, because not many of them don't really go by names. And if I ever got a name, I don't know where that name would be coming from. So I know whatever form really is real and not a trick. I call upon all the good energies that are good, that I felt have done good at times. Whenever they do any wrong, then you don't want to connect with them and they get pushed off. So some say to call and invoke the violet flame. So let's do that now. I invoke the violet flame for those that are comfortable doing that. Those that don't do this. Do what you feel you're drawn to do in your prayer focus. So this is a collective and individualized focus of healing. So I call upon my angels, archangels. I've heard Zadkiel, I've heard, and there's different names to that individual, and my thoughts know what that is, and I just don't know how to say it properly. And different forms, and there's different names that many of you don't know exist of archangels that are called differently, but that you may think are the same, but are different angel forms than what you may think it's called. And so you'd have to do Wikipedia, you'd have to look in your scripture information, and some have ancient knowledge that they don't tell you that is connected to ancient wisdom that your churches have hidden from you, but they have in their records and libraries, but they're not quite sure whether they agree or disagree with it. And then there's a lot of different ancient knowledge, and some people say that some knowledge you just don't want to know. Well, some knowledge is meant to be dark because they made it to be dark, but there is a lightness to it for the good that's actually there, that's better than what they're telling you it is. And so there is a darkness form of the knowledge and a lightness of the knowledge, a Masonic way, and then the better way, the ultimate unlimited way that is beyond Masons and beyond Illuminati and beyond them. That is the balance, that is the pureness of everybody, that they have conditionalized themselves, yet they don't see that they have. And so it's okay. And some of them know they have. They just did it for a purpose of what they think is needed and tricked, just like every religion and group has done. And that's why we're in the issues that we've been in the worlds and the timelines, and why certain ones have been crashing. I was reached out to, and so was someone else in Utah that I reached out to, that found me, that got drawn to me. And I was told that more would be drawn to me now to help so that we can finally do what needs to be done. I'm finally following the path that I now know what needs to be done, and I'm doing it now, as long as I can do it. And I'm forgiving myself and forgiving others that are trying to push me to go another way. I forgive and I heal that, and I bless that, and I bless myself, and I bless us all. I call upon those timeline friends that said that their timeline has been destroyed and they got thrown to other planets, and those planets are threatened now too, and maybe they will be merging into us soon. And some of them said that they have. And so I don't know if they still are connected to that timeline and it's still going, or if it hasn't, but a lot of the Earth forms of it merged in here, but then part of them went there. And so it's like we're in a different connected timeline. And I'm starting to feel and think right now, because I get intuition here, of a connection to, as if it's almost like a road, a split road, almost trying to connect into a triangle system. And I don't really know what is the good way to do it, or what the better way of that system to be, but I'm trying to now bring it into what I feel the right correct triangle, whereas the bigger end at the bottom, because you want to go within, is there, and then the outer is the one that you want to escape from, get away from the 3D world and go within, so that the 3D world can be affected by the triangle connection or diamond connection and star connection, the Metatron cube, the Metatron connection, the 12, and then the 13 in the middle. That's why 13 is a lucky number for most, but it goes beyond that. That's just one realm. Then you have the 13 of the other realms that are more dark, but they're balanced of their energy, and then the balanced ones. So there's 13 and then 13 and then 13. So you have the 13 of the light and the 13 of the dark, and then you have the balance at the, at wherever that is. And that's the one we want the most. And it's really three different, we want the balanced kingdom that goes above those two, because they are the most powerful frequencies, because they have become acclimated, and now freedom for all realm, golden age, that's the one we want to be in, or at least that's the one I choose to be in. If you want to be in the other ones, great. Eventually you'll want to be in the balance, because the balance is where it's at, because it allows you to be beyond the powers of all. And as I said that, I heard someone agree with me and say, yep. And so that's really cool, because you get better insight and better connections. So what is next? So the next thing is forgive what you haven't done and what you know you should do, and start doing the things more when you can and when you choose. And so that's another thing that we're going to do. So in this technique, we're blessing ourselves in whatever way we feel is needed. And I'm being more genuine in this video than I have in all the rest. And I've been genuine in the rest as well, but now I know what I need to do more. And every video I'm going to become more and more genuine, because I'm going to feel what needs to be done. And some of them I may not, depending on what's going on, but I should. And you're supposed to keep going up and forgiving any lack. And so sometimes we need a pick me up of happiness, of healing and love, so that we can feel boosted and mended. And so just keep loving yourself. Know that I'm unconditional feeling love to you, and I share it now. Bless you all with my connection of my angels to yours and others that would fully lift you up and help you and heal you. Many have been drawn to me and said that when I've done that for them, they have been helped, and they do appreciate that, because they just need validation. Some just need validation and feelings, but some need more than just validation and feelings. And so it's not about therapeuticness, it's beyond that. It's about full unconditional love, a full creation beyond your own personal requirements of jobs or expectations of being a therapist or being a doctor, being whatever you think is the way to do it in. It's beyond that. We want to do what we feel we should do in our personal lives, but then go beyond that for others when we can, when we're doing these techniques of healing. Because this is about blessing all and making up for the things you chose not to do any other time. Okay? So this connects you more with the oneness of self. So I'm being authentic and honest about what I feel. No matter how strange it sounds, no matter how weird it sounds to me too, because some of it is a little strange for me, but I'm doing this because I know that it works and it is very powerful. So I call upon the beings that reach out to me that always were there for me, the pink quartz, the violet frequency at times, but the pink quartz and violet seem to be by each other and with me, and the pink quartz gets the violet to help me more. But I could be also the violet energy already, and I felt that I could already be that. And so there is something, and I've seen colors on my hands as if the purple and the violet has been there with me. So as if I am in my blood and in myself, that being connection. And I forgive my doubts and my needs and my lack of needs, so that we can bless that I finally have the full needs and inspiration, so I can be able to revitalize my body system to have what's needed and required. Same for others. And that I'm not threatened or put in threatening situations, or others aren't put in threat situations by gaslighters or gang stalkers or groups that don't know what they're doing or think they know what they're doing, thinking they're doing it to save their system or their belief system to be the way that they think it needs to be for all. I forgive them and I bless them for them to have what's needed for them, to know what's needed for us all in an unconditional love way. I bless us all, unconditional love, heartfelt fullness, purity, no abuse whatsoever for anyone. We're all healed, we're all blessed, we're all freed. Those that we love, our children, children's children, ancestry or reincarnation connection, or however that all works, and any future form that we've had or will have, I bless that now. I bless in my heart for grace. Grace, I call all these blessings that I say I bless, I mean I bless in grace, even if I don't say by grace. But I'm saying by grace now to implement all of those times that I say it, it's to connect with that. And I'll try to say that more often, but anytime I don't, I will recognize it and say by grace, blessed by grace. Grace is divine intervention. And that means anything that's divine will help us. Divine Mother, Divine Father, divine connection, angel beings, us, whatever, in all timelines, in all dimensions, in all realities that were, shall be, and can be, that are peaceful and powerful, that are part of us now. Because the ones that have died off are now part of our realms and other realms, have merged into ours and others. And soon, eventually, we'll all be merged into one form of self, whenever that occurs, but we'll still be individual selves always. And we'll remember that and then make our own peaceful utopias or desires for every lifetime that wanted it. And so there we go. That's how that works. I call upon that timeline self and those others and those that can and any others I don't know of that are good and that are peaceful in the way that I feel is peaceful and powerful, to be there and protect and be warriors around the violet flame from the beginning of the time that I started doing this in this video, and now and beyond, forever and always, past, present, future, and through all time and space and dimensions and ways of being, even without time. I bless and protect all forms of self so that we now can fully be abundant and shall grow into abundance more and more. I bless in my heart and soul that we smile more, that we love more, that we appreciate and we tell ourselves we love and we appreciate others in whatever way we can. That's genuine, authentic, and self-worth. We are all important. We all matter in the heart. And I bless that as a minister of my own choosing and connection. I am that connection. For those that wonder if I really am a minister, get the right one here. I've shared this before, and you can see I have the credentials of one. I also chose to do this, but I'm more of the balanced Jedi, and I've shared that on Twitter and others. And I'm this. Now I'm sharing this as I'm doing this blessing, because the blessing in the field and protection is still around us, still working, even though I'm explaining and telling you things. I can also marry. Have credentials. It's good until 2023. To my knowledge. Yep. So August 22nd, 2023. It's good till. So if I need to do it again, I'll get another one by then. And I want to marry people in a Jedi robe or something fun. And if you want me to wear the little white thing, that's what I call it. I know it has a different name. Anyway, it's just what some prefer for ministers to wear so they can identify them as a minister at parties or at places that they're doing those minister things at, so that they can find that person to help them. And then you got this credential that I donated and helped that system when I could. And I plan on doing more donations and helping them in the future when I have the time to. And the funds to do so in an appropriate way that I feel drawn to do. I want others to know that I do have heart and soul and love towards you all. You all matter, and it's all important. So I'm blessing with all my heart and soul that everybody matters, everybody's important, we are all connected, and we are all part of the source of everything. Oh, that must be that one. Okay, cool. That's so the blessing things into being, the blessing life into whatever type of life or association of creation we desire to be. So here we go. So I bless you, and I bless me, and I bless us all, that we are all that desired outcome. I bless you, I bless all, that we are all the desired focus. So I call upon those timeline friends and those individuals that talk to me in dreams, that told me that they are merging into me, both ladies and gentlemen, me's. I like to say that more than just men and women, because I like lady gentlemen because of something that Blast in the past brought up about how to say something to someone, that it is the more refined way of calling it. And I just liked that description of that meaning. It really means other things too, but I like that definition, and so it's all about good vibes for me. There's always going to be negative vibes in everything and positive vibes in everything, because everybody's going to perceive those meanings differently, even if they don't even mean that. And even if they do mean that, is all about the heart and the definition you choose to classify it as, or declassify it as, or put it as, for what you know it really, really is to you and to everybody, and what it really, really is. So what is everything is everything. And so if everything's everything, everything is both dark and light. So everything, even if they're the lightest light, have some dark. Even if they're the darkest dark, they have light. And then I just laughed because I remembered a Umbridge post where people were showing the even the light had some darkness or something in them. They showed Harry Potter. And even the darkest have kindness in them. And they showed Malfoy, Draco. And then they showed then there's the balance, and it shows Snape. And then the last one is showed, and then there's this person, but they said something else, and I'm not going to say that. But it was basically a female dog, is what some would call it, but in the mean way, which I won't do. I'm just letting you be aware of it. And she had like a little teeny pink speck, because she pretended to be very good and very impressively nice and trickery, but then very mean and evil. Pretending to be this perfect, sweet, collective, do as I say, it is what it is, and it's supposed to be that way. And it's like, wow, the trip on that is just wow. And so there are some dark people that pretend to be really sophisticated, sweet, and fluffy, and nice, and love pink and all of this. Well, the pink that's reached out to me is different than the pink she seems to love, because the pink that's reached out to me is this lady that really cares, really heartfelt, pink quartz that's an archangel form, that I think she would probably be, or that form that's more of both a balance she and a form, it has a feminine form of being, but it's not a female or a male. Archangels are everyone of its form. So it's been female and male in other lifetimes, or connections to them. They can be whatever form they choose to be. So the way that I can explain this is Loki, and it's a very messed up example, but some love Loki, and I think Loki was just being Loki. Loki was neither good or bad, but did more bad than it did good. But it still did some good when it shows it benefited, or it felt fun, or it felt it just wanted to, because it got pissed at something it didn't want to do what it would want to do to the person. And so Loki was honest with what Loki was, a trickster, a different being that never really wanted full evil or for good. It just wanted what benefited it, and what made it fun, and what was entertaining for the time. Just kind of went with its motions, and it changed what it wanted over time. It didn't always follow the same track. If something didn't work, it changed and did some other way of doing it. And so the reason why I bring up Loki is Loki was a shapeshifter. They bring it up in the comics and the stories of the lore. Loki could turn into a horse, and there's a story of the horse and the wall, the Odin's wall. And there's a story, there's a video on it. One of my brothers shared it, and others watched it on YouTube. It was pretty interesting, and things like that. Why do I bring this up in this healing focus right now? Because archangel forms, or fifth density forms and above, can shapeshift into whatever form they want to, that they are connected with or have been, because they remember all their lifetimes. So they don't just remember those lifetimes, they can change into those lifetimes, and to show that lifetime form, and then recreate similar lifetimes of that form with others. But then it's really them in that lower form, but then being able to get to the higher form when it dies. But it's them choosing to connect with the lower form, but still being the higher form. So when they die, they don't stay in this form. They actually go to their highest form again. Or if they decide to go to the lower form, they will. But it's up to them. When they die, they have to go to the higher form again and then be born into that form area and then connect. That's the only way to get to the lower, is for them to mate or connect with the lower by changing into the lower form connections. So Loki made a baby with the other horse, and I want to say that Loki turned into a female horse, and then that was the baby that Loki had. And then, so it was Loki's baby. Or if Loki was a male horse and seduced a female horse, I don't think that that's what the case was, but I think then eventually that horse Loki gave to Odin, that was loved Loki because it was Loki. So now Odin was riding Loki's child and Loki itself. So that's how I look at it. Not very many people have thought of that distinction, but that's the law of one connection. And if that's the way that it worked, I don't know if that story was even a real story or not, but it was entertaining. So there you go. And so basically what happens is we have a connection of self that we can be. And so when we have this power and this connection, when things happen, whether they're bad or good or seemed bad or good, it's because it was to give us insight. And I just had insight just now. So I was able to pause the video and I was able to do something for a second that I needed to do. And now I learned I can pause the video maybe. And so for future videos, now I've learned a new technique that I kind of knew before, but I forgot about. So sometimes things happen that get you to realize, oh, this is awesome. This wasn't a bad thing. This was helping me so that I could learn something I needed to learn and to do. And so I've decided I'm going to start doing videos and blessing videos like this more as I can. So these videos are powerful because I use my whole heart and soul and connections to do them. So here we go. When it comes to the heart, we want to look at things that we feel bring us into that direction. So I'm looking up at something that is bringing me the focus of desired outcome of what I know I want. And so that would be a vision board, that would be different ideas, different thoughts. But I'm going to constantly start doing videos now to bless this into being in different ways that I feel. So every video might be unique or it might be similar or the same. But it will be by whatever insight I feel I should do at the time. And that helps bring it to happen more for you and me. So do the same for you. So I bless for you, whatever you're focusing on or desiring to focus on, even if it's hard for you to focus on it, wherever your attention goes, your opportunity and abundance shall flow from that area and from all areas connected to it, from everywhere, unlimited. Unlimited wealth, unlimited health, unlimited whatever. Follow your heart, love, smile, feel it. Forgive any smile that's not there and know that there is a smile that's always there. Blessing your heart, blessing your angels and beings that exist, whatever does. Even if they don't, feeling that they do helps. And until you know what really works, keep doing this kind of focus that taps into the power that does work. And whatever that power really fully is. And everybody wants to conditionalize it's their power of their deity and their connection. And that's fine. That's your focus. This works for you. If it works for you, then do it. Make sure it's working for you and all is what I recommend, because it's more peaceful and it's more powerful and it will heal all. Think as though others are already complete and that they've done whatever is needed, whatever is required that's for their highest good, for them, that they feel is their highest good, that will be the best for their healing for them, that doesn't have to harm others, that is fully pure. And so believe that whatever it is, that it will be pure and it will be amazing. Anything that you think that they're doing, that you think others are doing that's harming them or that will, they're no longer doing what really is harming them. Saying that something is harming them only makes it harm them. So whatever truly is the harm, they no longer are drawn to doing that. They're drawn to doing the right, fullness, and healing. So I'm going to do some other videos later. I have to upload 2 at a time, and then I have to then do new videos after that. And it takes some time, forever, however long it does. Sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's not. I've been listening to 963 frequency to my knowledge. I hope I'm right. It's either 741 or 963. I think it's the 963, which is connection to light and spirit, which is the highest frequency. I've also had that on all night long while I was sleeping by my bedside or whatever, quietly on, so that it could heal me and anybody that would hear it, to bless us to connect with light and spirit, because this is a proven frequency, but it would mostly was for me in my room, so I didn't want it to do too loud or whatever, but anybody that did hear it, it would bless them. So I'm listening to it now, and as I'm talking to you, that frequency is talking with my voice frequency, even if it doesn't sound like it, and it's blessing you and all. So all angel beings and all timelines and all blessings that said that they're here to help me and help you and are now going to bless, have been inspiring me and bringing new people into my life, saying that they're there. But now real people who really are the real people will show up too. If they are the real people as well, they'll now be inspired to come to me again, and they'll have time to. But until they do, no matter who or what others' intentions have been, I'm going to keep on blessing and doing these new videos from now on until we finally manifest. I've heard something about the 4th of March. I know that we're in the cusp or connection to the Aquarius time. Tomorrow is the Aquarius AIDS Day, and that one I'll probably do some videos on that. And that will be nice with blessing that connection. But maybe we won't need to, and we'll be in a full AIDS, and that's what I hope will happen. But until it manifests, I'm going to do it no matter what day it is, and I'm going to hope that that day brings it in, but tonight and today for it, but by Friday, and then if not, then we'll just keep doing it until we finally manifest our dreams and our desires in our life. So bless it now, 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 now. We are that desired atmosphere. We are that desired focus. Blessing it now, 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 now. And I'm getting new devices and things that are coming to me, I'm hoping, and then I'll do that. But this is the focus. This is what we need to do. I'm going to keep doing this as often as I feel I got to do this, on top of having to do other things that I'm supposed to do for regular life, so that I can balance and do what needs to do, so that I no longer have to worry about that or anything anymore. So bless you, bless all. We are our dreams come true.